This video is sponsored by Factor. The Grand Theft Auto series. A perfect showcase of some of the worst and violent crimes able to be done in the modern day. A quick 10-minute play of any GTA game can have you carry out a life sentence's worth of terror onto a city. But for how many laws you break throughout Grand Theft Auto, how many of those cross the line from crime to war crime? A crime is any action committed by an individual or group that constitutes an offense punishable by the law of their nation. This can be anything from murder, drunk driving, or riding a horse faster than 10 miles per hour in Indiana. Sorry, Goldship. On the other hand, a war crime is an action internationally recognized as against the laws of war. And the type of crimes listed in these laws are a bit too much to detail in the first few minutes of a YouTube video, but it did get me curious about the difference. The Grand Theft Auto series is all about crime, it's literally the name. But how many of those crimes you commit throughout a game of GTA are considered war crimes? None. War crimes can only be committed by active participants in a war. Every GTA protagonist is a civilian during peace times. By definition, they can't commit war crimes. Technically, yes, no matter what we do in-game, as civilians of the US, none of the actions we take in the GTA games can be considered war crimes, though they often are more heinous. Even if we can't actually commit a war crime, I still want to find out how many crimes we do in a GTA game could be considered a war crime if the laws were applicable. To figure this out, we're going to pick one protagonist from the games and go through their main story to see how many actions they take could be tried in an international court. But which GTA Pro tag should we use? Grand Theft Auto 4's Niko Bellic is the subject of our investigation today. As a former soldier in the Yugoslav wars, Niko has known about the laws of war since he was a he was a child soldier, what the fuck? As Niko steps onto the shores of Liberty City, we'll be finding out whether or not he's kept to those international laws. And by the end, we'll find out how many war crimes Niko performs during his time in LC.
Niko, my cousin! Finally, you're here! Welcome to America!
It's good to be here, cousin. I can't wait to check out all of those American cartoons you've been telling us about.
Ah, yes, the cartoons! I have the perfect one to show you. Have you ever heard of Evangelion?
Real quick, let me clarify something. That right there is a war crime. Under the 1949 Geneva Conventions, any individual with no active part in hostilities, soldiers who have laid down their arms, or anyone considered hors de combat, must be humanely treated. That prohibits humiliation, the passing of sentences, the taking of hostages, or violence to life and person to anyone under this category. So the mere act of shooting a bystander is a war crime. But we're trying to find out how many crimes Niko commits, not the player. So we will only count war crimes that are required for us to commit to continue the main story. And before we get started, let me give a quick disclaimer. This video is for entertainment purposes only. While we will be discussing real laws and their applications, this is all being done by a guy who plays a bird on the internet, not a lawyer. Do not use anything shown in this video as actual legal advice. And if you want to learn more, I recommend you to the following websites to learn more about international law and how they are actually applied. If you notice any mistakes or flaws in any of my reasoning throughout this video, feel free to point them out in the comments. Now, we can get back to war crimes. After a quick bite to eat, playing a cartoon bird on the internet can get pretty time-consuming, and sometimes I have a hard time keeping up with meals. That's where our sponsor Factor comes to the rescue. With chef-prepared, ready-made meals delivered right to my doorstep, I can spend less time prepping my diet and more time editing this ridiculous video. Like this Parmesan and garlic cream shredded beef, delivered to me completely fresh, never frozen. A short couple minutes in the microwave and I have a delicious meal ready to eat without any hassle. After enjoying my Factor meal, I could get right back to what I'm great at, making the bird explode. Factor's near endless options of meals can cover a wide variety of diets, including high protein, keto, or low carb, so you can cut down on the time spent preparing food and more time keeping up with your lifestyle. On top of meals, you can also include add-ons which help fill out certain parts of your diet, like breakfast options or juice. With so many options available to you, even if you live your life as a glorified plushie, you still have so many options available to fill out whatever you need each week. And the best part of it all is you can head to factor75.com or click the link below and use code MooreOverFB50 to get 50% off plus free breakfast for 1 year. That's code MooreOverFB50 at factor75.com to get 50% off plus free breakfast for 1 year. Thank you again to Factor for sponsoring this video. Now, back to some war crimes. Thankfully, the early game of GTA 4 is pretty lax on international conflicts. Lots of driving around, talking, going on dates. Nothing too crazy.
I'm excited for our date, Nico. I really want to know more about you.
What would you like to know about me, Michelle?
How about a list of your current criminal associates?
What?
What?
As Nico moves past settling in and gets to the real meat of GTA, we start getting into actual fights, and this is where we have to make something clear. Where do we draw the line at who does and doesn't fall under the Geneva Conventions?
Listen, it was a mistake. Darden will get his DVD box set back.
There he is. Keep hitting the funny one. I'll deal with him.
I'm funny?
Roman broke our box set of Evangelion.
He didn't break the box set, but I sure as hell will break you. Hors de combat is a term used to define a combatant out of action due to injury or damage. If a soldier is wounded or incapacitated and no longer able to fight, you cannot continue further aggressions towards that wounded soldier. This becomes important as we protect Roman from a group of loan sharks. These two sharks we initially fight are active combatants and are permissible to take out, but the issues come from the third one, Darden. After a short car chase, we fight him inside of a small building next to the river. Darden attacks us with a knife, but we disarm him and stab him in the stomach. At this point here, Darden has been rendered hors de combat. He is mortally wounded, no longer able to fight, and actively surrendering. The right thing to do here is to cease aggression towards Darden and allow him to reach medical care. But we can't do that. No matter how long I wait, we can't finish the mission without finishing off Darden. So, in clear violation of the Geneva Conventions, Nico shoves Darden through the glass window and commits his first war crime.
Thank you for saving me from those loan sharks, cousin. Tell me, what happened to Darden?
I suppose you could say I washed away his sins.
Nico, what the fuck does that mean?
This is where things start getting messy. Who we consider to be out of combat, surrendering, or even a combatant to begin with is going to be a very case-by-case thing going forward. But in general, we'll be following at least two general rules. Anyone who shows active aggression is considered a combatant, so the thugs in Little Jacob's first mission are safe to kill since they immediately begin shooting. A combatant can only become a non-combatant if they fully surrender or are rendered incapacitated. The mission Concrete Jungle showcases this, as the fleeing drug dealers are considered combatants even though they are running away. One drug dealer never brandishes a weapon, but since he never stops and surrenders, he can still be fought. Fleeing does not make someone a non-combatant. These rules help us as we get through the Vlad missions, only committing regular war crimes until Nico finds out that Vlad was the one that stole Roman's limited edition DVD box set. After threatening Vlad, we chase him down to the riverside where Nico confronts him, weaponless and backed into a corner, with one shot to make. If you guessed that passing a death sentence onto a surrendering combatant and conducting a summary execution would be a war crime, you'd be right. Thankfully, Nico is not going to face any kind of repercussions for this event at
Wake up! You shouldn't have brought those fucking weebs here. We have more than enough of those.
Who is your waifu? What?
My cousin, I guess.
That isn't an answer. Is your favorite Asuka or Lei?
Okay. My favorite is Betty Boop in City Scandals.
What the fuck is this snuff film noise in my basement? Good lord. Is that Jason Statham? So, Nico Bellic. Are you a Lei fan?
No, I am not.
Good answer. Welcome to the Asuka family, Nico Bellic. Now go get me some TVs. I want to see some Fast and Furious in this bitch.
As we commit fast and furious on some TV vans, we reach part 2 of GTA 4, Faustin. This short series of missions puts Nico through a ringer of crimes, coming close to a war crime several times as he does Faustin's bidding. But there are 2 crimes Nico does commit during these missions. During the mission where you threaten a sex shop owner for making too many Asuka figurines, Dimitri tells you to shoot one of the workers' legs. These 3 are clearly unarmed and surrendering, so this 4th shot is clearly violence against a non-combatant. But that one's not nearly as bad as Rigged to Blow, where Faustin has Nico bring a truck full of explosives to a garage. Blowing up enemy infrastructure is one thing, but an explosive attack that indiscriminately kills civilians on the street when the bomb goes off is in clear violation of the Rome Statute, Article 8. That's one more for the prosecution. And all these violent crimes from Faustin starts getting people's attention.
Dimitri.
Hey. Sit down. The Ray fanboys, they are furious, Nico. They want blood from the Asuka fans, and we must give it to them.
And who will do the deed?
You will.
So I must go down for Asuka.
No. I told Ray fans you were a Misato lover all along. They will let you go if you kill Mikhail.
So that's the way it is.
You know, if there's one thing that I've learned, it's that we must obey the rules of the anime. We can pick the anime, Nico Bellic, but we cannot change the waifus.
What?
What?
For the crime of making us commit war crimes, we end this section by killing the world's most average weeb, hunting him down to the roof of the club where we narrowly missed the chance to avoid a war crime by watching Faustin drop his weapon.
Dimitri will betray you, just like he has to me. He is beholden to no waifu, only himself. He will bring you...
I never liked Evangelion.
Man, the last execution we did went so well. I can't wait for this one to not end poorly.
Hey, Nico, has the deed been done?
Yes. Are the Ray fans happy?
Sure, but I just wanted to check something with you.
Okay.
You are Nico Bellic, correct? And you used to work the Mediterranean selling scanlations of old manga.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You can't hide it, Nico. You're a weeb, just like your cousin. And you can't avoid the past by denying it.
If it isn't Nico Uzumaki. Hello, Mr. Bogelin. Where's our scans? I don't know. I was working on a fan dub of High School DxD. Really? We tried our best. We got DMCA'd. Kill that weeb.
In a completely expected turn of events, Dimitri betrays Nico, burns his cousin's home and workplace, and places Nico back at square one. But thanks to Roman's girlfriend, he's able to get back to work in the south of Bohan. Here, Nico meets a variety of quirky characters and conducts the usual business of gang violence, drug deals, and property damage. Despite the various shootouts and deals that we do throughout this section, there actually wasn't many war crimes. Except for this one.
Nico, the Dojin police are closing in. I need to sacrifice 2 men to the Yaoi god soon, Nico, or they'll take my Black Butler's Dojins away from me.
Hey, if it isn't the Yaoi author, man, we don't want any more of that gay shit no more.
What the hell is this shit?
Yuri is supreme, and we don't want any more of that yaoi on my streets. Wait, Nico? Are you into yaoi too?
Well, you did need 2 men. Elisabetta tasks us with disposing the bodies of Manny and his cameraman, and this makes us guilty of a brand new part of the Geneva Conventions. Article 8 of the 1977 Additional Protocol 2 to the Geneva Convention states that whenever circumstances permit, and particularly after an engagement, all possible measures shall be taken, without delay, to decently dispose of the dead. This is among similar laws written that state that the deceased should not be desecrated after an engagement. And as you might be able to guess, Nico may be desecrating these corpses when he brings them to a back alley doctor for black market organs. That is, yeah, it's a war crime. I do want to clarify some of the missions we are grazing over here, such as the assassination missions. Missions like the assassination of French Tom may be considered a war crime at a glance, but really no. It all depends on who is considered a combatant. French Tom here is assumed to be a combatant as he threatened Nico's friend Brucey. so attacking him unprovoked is considered okay. If there is a valid reason as to why a target is being assassinated, then that means weapons free. Wait, what do you mean that won't hold up in court? But as we move from Bohan to Algonquin, we have one last problem to cover. Playboy X and Dwayne. These two friends come to blows partway through the game, and Nico has to choose whose side to get behind. Playboy offers you a hefty sum for Dwayne's death, while Dwayne offers you his friendship. And his apartment. Okay, I know what it looks like, but I didn't do it for the apartment. When you go to kill Dwayne, the only person who will attack you during the fight will be this random guy with a bat. Dwayne will never seek to attack you or threaten your life. He even puts his hands up if you screw up the execution, which I definitely didn't do. Stop it, don't look at the footage. Well, yes, Dwayne did want Playboy dead, and you can use that as a justification. It feels a little bit too much like a war crime for my liking. Compared to Playboy, who has a gunfight immediately at the start of his encounter, and you have the ability to gun him down long before he can surrender. So for this run, it'll be Playboy going down.
Cousin, good news! I've gotten us a new apartment in Algonquin. Time to get out of the dumps we've been in, eh?
Funny, I just moved to Algonquin too.
Nico, what did you do?
Our journey working with gang leaders and hustlers do come to an end when Elizabetta sends us to get her stolen batch of goods. And by goods, I mean Dujins.
Hey, Nico.
What are you doing here, Michelle?
Nico, I've been working for the US Copyright Office. It's been my job to watch you. And now I need you to hand over the Dujins.
I can't fucking believe this.
Please don't make this weird.
Were you only ever dating me for the yaoi?
Of course I was. What possible reason could I reasonably have to date you other than gay love comics?
I don't know. Maybe you loved me?
You ran over an old lady on our first date, fist fought a drunk outside the bar, and wouldn't stop talking about Bleach Soul Society arc in bed.
But it's such a good story arc.
And yelling Bankai at the end?
I had to show you my Senbon Sakura.
Ugh!
At this point in the game, Nico enters the phase I lovingly call the close shave. Because my god, are these government agents cutting things close. The missions involving the Dujin police and Francis McCreary get very, very close to breaking more international laws, but most just barely skirt by. Like the mission where you blow up a helicopter flying above the city with Jacob. I really thought that blowing up a helicopter in the air above the city would have been a war crime, but we wait till we're outside of the city to shoot it down. So no Rome statute for this one, though there is one we gotta draw the line at.
Hey, Nico. Look, there's this guy who found my secret furry artwork folder. I need him taken out. Name's Tom Goldberg. Who is this Tom? Some lawyer. Heard he saved some children in Africa or something. Oh, and he apparently cured 3 forms of cancer. And you want him dead? Yes. Over furry porn. Furry art. I can email you a few if you want. No, I'm good.
Now, look, we could argue the same thing with French Tom here about assassinations, but I highly doubt killing a lawyer with a valid legal case would hold up in court. Francis's terrible deeds does lead us from the organized crime of the government to the organized crime of the families. Namely, the McCrearys, whose family we get to intimately know over the next section.
Oh, hi, Nico.
Hey, Kate. Nico, you better not be thinking of screwing my sister.
The McCrearys and Ray Bocchino are going to be a bit of a problem. Immediately, Packy McCreary gets us our 8th war crime, as during the Liberty Bank heist, the crew holds up a group of civilians hostage in front of the bank, referred to Geneva for this guaranteed trip to The Hague. Ray follows up this terrible law-breaking by having us execute Teddy Benavidez for not keeping up with payments. I went a bit back and forth on this one since we do have to fight our way to him, but given that Teddy wasn't threatening Ray, I feel this falls under execution without previous judgment. If any lawyers watch this video and disagree, you're probably right, I'll be honest. But the worst of these crimes has gotta be Derek McCreary's request to kill Aiden O'Malley, a prisoner who we kidnap and execute on the cliffs outside the city. There is no argument to be said here. Killing a prisoner of war is an easy war crime. You go straight to court. These are the most back-to-back crimes we have seen yet, and things don't get any cleaner as we reach a conflict between Derek and Francis McCreary.
Nico, we got a big fucking problem. What furry convention got cancelled? Derek found my folder. He's gonna tell my ma. Look, Derek can't tell her. She'll try and be supportive, but she just won't get it. So, what do you want me to do? Have you ever heard of Vor?
Here we have a repeat of Playboy versus Dwayne, but this time there isn't a definitive answer on who to kill. Both Derek and Francis want the other dead, and both threaten Nico in some way. Francis by exposing Nico's crimes to the NYPD, and Derek by exposing the McCreary's, and in relation Nico's, crimes to a journalist. Morally, killing Francis is probably better. But I can call him during the mission and get an extra 10k. So sorry, Derek. Oi! Working with Ray Bacino eventually leads Nico to our next series of jobs from the mob, starting with Jimmy Pecorino and Phil Bell. And somehow, someway, working with literal mob has less war crimes involved than a random Irish family. The early missions of the Pecorino family pit you up against the other crime families, cops, and the Russian mob, none of which would fall under innocent civilians or a non-combatant. But near the end of Jimmy's missions, we do hit a brand new law we have to cover.
I told you fucks, no solicitors!
What are you talking about? I'm a murderer, not a solicitor.
Oh, that's much better. Look, Nico, I need you so you're murdering. My boy Antoni, he told me that he didn't want to deal H no more, so I shot him. Trouble is, it didn't kill him. Could you go take care of it for me? He's in a hospital nearby. It'll be easy.
Okay. What is H anyways?
It's hentai.
Of course it is.
God damn it, Jimmy, we were doing so well before you made me cut the life support. Yes, Anthony counts as whores to combat. He's literally dying on a hospital bed. Ah! Honestly, I deserve this. Despite this one-off, our time in organized crime still goes pretty smoothly. We start working again with the feds alongside the mafia, pop Ray Bacino, and attend the funeral for Derek McCreary.
I can't believe Derek's gone.
If only he hadn't found his brother's fursuit.
What?
As we're reaching the end of the game, Nico has developed from a level 1 crook to a level 99 boss, but the weight of his crimes have started to wear on him. The burden of so many international laws broken under his boot finally made Nico work to change his ways. When confronted with the chance of executing the one who betrayed his allies, he refuses. He seeks to move on from his life of violence, to live with his family, and tying up loose ends surely won't make him do any more war crimes. Oh, hey, Packy.
Hey, Nico! Want to kidnap some guy's daughter?
We now reach the finale of the game. With 12 war crimes under our belt, Nico has one last mission to do before he must prepare his legal case before international courts. But this one is a bit different from the rest.
Nico, you remember the H you moved for me a while ago? Well, it's finally time to sell it. I got a buyer. Problem is, they only work with the Russians. You gotta do a deal with a guy named Dmitry Raskolov.
No chance.
I know you got history, but this deal is my only hope. The anime industry is being normalized. Nico, we may never get an H deal like this again.
Dmitry is no weeb. He'll just betray us.
And I'll betray you to the FBI if you don't do this deal for me. Look, one job, and then we're done.
One job.
Thank you, Nico. And by the way, the H means hentai.
I know what it means.
The final choice of GTA 4 has us decide whether to do one last deal with Dmitry Raskolov, or tie up our last loose end by killing Dmitry instead. This is a pivotal decision and one that will decide our score. So which choice is the best? The deal. Taking the deal with Dmitry consists of fighting your way through a warehouse to take a bag of cash after Dmitry betrays Nico. Again, man, who would have fucking thought? Everyone involved in these fights are mafia gangsters looking to kill us right back, so no war crimes are committed in the course of this mission. In the following mission, where you hunt down Dmitry for good reasons, you aren't required to commit any of the crimes we've been talking about either. Even in the chopper section, you can complete the game without any more war crimes on Nico's name. But is this the right choice?
Hey, Nico, is something wrong?
I need your help, Kate. All I have ever known in this life is anime, dungeons, and illegal streaming sites. I have the chance to move on, clear my past, and watch a real American cartoon. But to do that, I have to kill a man I sought to forget.
What's the problem with that?
Your fine with me murdering someone.
Nico, you murder and rob everywhere you go. You probably ran over several people over the course of this phone call.
No.
You can never change what you are, Nico. You're a monster. But you're my monster. And if killing one more son of a bitch means we can live happy, then I am telling you to pull that fucking trigger.
Dimitri, I've come to finish this.
We could have ruled over the Weebs, Niko Bellic!
There is no place for anime in your heart, Dimitri.
Then I will fill that void with yours.
Wait a minute. Wait, none of this was a war crime. We fight through the platypus ship, where we started the game, killing Dimitri's armed mob until finally fighting Dimitri. And while we do finish him off, he cannot be considered hors de combat. Even if he was on his deathbed, he could still send his men after Nico or those he cares for. So everything in this ending, even the final chase to the statue, isn't a war crime, meaning both choices are allowed for the least amount of war crimes. Thus, Niko Bellic ends the game of Grand Theft Auto 4 with 12 total war crimes. This is a hefty amount to fight in court, but with no warrants for his arrest, Nico can move forward from his past and mayhap live a new life, free of the terrors he had once committed. And that's that, folks. Whether it's war crimes or anime, the lesson to be learned is simple. Sometimes it's better to be a family guy.